Director Spike Lee.
She's Gotta Have It was a direct reaction to the fact that you never see, up to that point, there really wasn't a lot of African Americans, even kissing on the screen. And so it was a direct reaction to that. This opening crawl, this is from one of my favorite books, The Eyes Are Watching God, and this is the opening paragraph of the novel, written by Zora Neale Hurston. And I felt that this opening paragraph was a good way to start off the film and get the audience in the frame of mind of what the movie's going to be about. 40 Acres and a Mule is a historical reference, the Union to entice the slaves to fight for the Union instead of the Confederacy during the Civil War, were all promised 40 acres and a mule upon emancipation. Very few slaves, ex-slaves, got it. There's makeshift credits. These are my brother's stills. David Lee, who's a photographer, who's been a unit photographer in all my films. We want to have an opening sequence where his stills set up the neighborhood, the place where this film takes place, Black Brooklyn. The reason why we shot in Brooklyn is that that's where the film takes place, and that's where I live, and we wanted to shoot in the neighborhoods that I know, the neighborhoods I grew up in, and people I know who we asked for a lot of favors. So that's why the film was shot here. That's Fort Greene Park across the street from where I live, right there, where a lot of the movie was shot. My father composed the score. I mean, I think all my films are going to come from an African-American viewpoint, and they're going to be things, I think, that some white audience members might not get, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that if you look at the films of Woody Allen, there's a lot of Jewish humor in there, but at the same time, you could still, it doesn't stop you from liking this film, so we sort of looked at it that way.
Cinematographer Ernest Dickerson.
I think the stills work very nicely because it's little slices of life in the community. This was like a shot looking straight up through the bottom of the Brooklyn Bridge. We did something here that we actually saw in Raging Bull, that we shot at 24 frames a second, and she's kind of like in the bed, and as she comes up from underneath the covers, then we started overcranking the camera, so it slowed the image down a little bit. What we had to do is, like, as the speed increases in the camera, then you have to open up the lens to compensate for the exposure.
Tracy Camilla Johns sent me a headshot in the mail, and I liked her look, and we brought her in. We read some other women, but she was the best one for the part, and she was also the most uninhibited too. I think Tracy Camilla Johns did a very good job in this film. She got a lot of exposure because of it, and she got a lot of auditions. But I don't know if Tracy really was as serious as she could have been with her acting career. That's why she was not really able to parlay all that exposure into a substantial film career. And this is Tommy Redmond Hicks again. Another scene that was shot in Fort Greene Park, the park from which I grew up, across the street from.